I like to start my mornings off with a morning boogie. I like to connect with the sun god and to just let the energy flow through me, both warm and cool, whether it be a breezy morning. Either way it goes, it just really helps me feel grounded before the full moon. From there, I like to go and sit in my living room for a little while and read a book, something that usually reaches the soul or that could teach me a lesson, just so that my mind and thoughts are connected with energy throughout the universe. While I'm in the process of reading my book, I also like to enjoy some matcha or some chai tea. Apart from every other day, I like to eat very nourishing foods on the full moon so that I'm filled with energy when it comes time for my ritual. Yoga is very essential when it comes to a full moon. I usually like to do my yoga the morning of the full moon so that I can release any tattered negative energy that may be within me. Usually each movement, depending on what poses you do, can correlate with a full moon. There are specifically full moon yoga practices, so if you'd like to look those up on YouTube, I definitely recommend. I also like to meditate before I start my day. Although this is one of the first steps I do as soon as I wake up, I'll set my crystals out to soak in the sun so that they can absorb as much energy as they need before night. I also like to set a mason jar of fresh water out so that it can absorb the moon's energy, and then I drink it the next morning. After I've set my crystals out to soak up the sun and I've prepared my moon water, I usually like to bring out my sage. Any sage works. This is just a regular bundle of sage that I got from one of my local metaphysical stores, but yes, I like to bring out my sage. Sage is very amazing for cleansing your sacred areas. This area is usually where I like to do my full moon rituals when it's cooler out and I can't enjoy it outside. So from here, I just sort of trace the room with any smoke that comes from the sage. This cleanses your room, dispels a negative energy, and pretty much just makes you feel more grounded when you're doing your moon ritual. Most people aren't aware, but burning incense are just as beneficial as burning sage. They pretty much just help dispel and cleanse the area of negative energy. I like to just let them burn and watch the energy sort of flow out of my room or the area that I'm in. For people that don't usually have incense or sage, I like to recommend candles because candles are also another way of burning negative energy. But I usually burn candles when I feel like I'm ready to write down my intentions that I'd like to release into the universe. When writing down intentions, be sure that you're writing down things that you for sure would like for the universe to take over, because these manifestation spells can be very, very powerful, and you want to make sure that you're only influencing things in your life that you'd like to influence. So make a list of things that you'd like to burn and pretty much release into the universe. After I do my cleansing in the room that I usually like to do my rituals in, I like to do one reading in the morning. Sometimes I'll also do them at night, but on the full moon, a reading in the morning usually gives me an idea of how and what I should be doing during my spell or my ritual. I pretty much just feel out whatever card feels most pulling to me. Sometimes I'll actually even pull out more than one, which is great because readings like these can be very beneficial. Unlike most people, I like to mix and get my herbs and oils ready for whatever I may be doing that night. So as you can see here, I'm crushing and preparing my herbs for the full moon ritual. From here, I like to prepare my Lazarus bath. I am adding rosehip oil, coconut oil, rose petals, lavender, and a few other things to help me ground myself. These things help smoothen my skin, and they help me feel as if I bathe off negative energy before the full moon. I usually add some of my crystals. I like to bring along this homemade coffee scrub that I have with me. This is a reused coffee scrub that I like to use. I add coconut oil to it. This stuff is amazing for the skin, you guys. If you guys live with anyone who drinks a ton of coffee or you drink a ton of coffee yourself, I definitely recommend saving the grounds and reusing them for your skin because this can be very, very replenishing and rejuvenating. Every little action you put before your rituals or your spells or whatever it is that you decide to do today, even if it's just manifesting. I like to tell people that we do these things in our everyday lives because they help us ground ourselves and become closer to the divine.